everyone, and welcome back to SaiyanSquabbles. I'm yours truly, Papa Ping Pong, here to bring you another deck battle, today featuring my good friend, I don't know if he wants me to say his name, so we'll just say King of Music. But today we are playing the Unison Toppo from the expansion versus Masked Saiyan with some of the new Vegeks support in the Vegeks starter deck. So basically, discount Vegeks with a little bit of a twist, more of a crit style. So I've been desperately trying to experiment with this Toppo leader, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. And this is probably the best build I've found so far, but it's definitely probably it's probably got a little ways to go. So if you guys have any suggestions, make sure to leave them below, and I'll be sure to read them and check them out, and probably take most of your advice. So we are playing mono yellow, and he is playing black red to take advantage of the critical and plus 5k that the leader would get. So I thought this battle would be pretty one-sided with Toppo's leader effect, but this battle actually turns out to be pretty damn close. So, or in terms of the tug-of-war situation. But anyway, so I went first. I played a one-drop Casserole. Search top 5 for a Unison card. I found a Unison Vegeta, which I was actually wanting to find the Unison Gogeta because the Unison Vegeta is not as good as I want it to be this matchup, and then I passed over to him. And he milled 3, excuse me, found the Black Saiyan card, so or the Black Vegeta, I don't remember which one, or Time Agent, okay, Time Agent Vegeta. He plays him, and, with off of his leader effect, because his leader is a Black Saiyan, and he swings at my leader and goes 20k, or 15k, no, 20k double strike critical, and I unfortunately have to take it. So my deck, I'm trying to mix up a little bit of the Gotenks engine in terms of the extra card hate, and just try to be very oppressive while keeping advantage. So this deck's biggest issue is drawing. So we are going to, we run 2 Saiyan Instincts in this deck because that's how many copies I own. And then we are just going to get straight into it because we do not want his leader threatening us. So we play Unison and we awaken because Toppo's unique awakening effect is that if I have a Unison card with a specified cost of 2 in play, I believe yellow, I choose up to cards for my life till I only have 6 left, and 2 my energy and switch him to active mode, and I flip him over. And now that he's on the awaken side, if I have a Unison card with a specified cost of 2 in play, when we play a battle card, we can't play battle cards for the duration of the turn. However, that got ruled to where if the Unison card is removed during that turn, even after you play a card, you can continue to play cards. So there is a way to play around it. So he has to be very careful. You cannot swarm the board, which is okay because his deck is a lot more leader focused than the Vegeks as far as swarming goes. And he does run the Gotenks Unison, so the Unison card will also get around that playing because I believe it's just battle cards. But anyways, so he's down to 7 life, I'm down to 6, and these are both kind of new decks to us. He's a slightly newer player, but he's very good. He knows a lot of what he's doing, and knows a lot of the math that goes into the game. And this is, like I said, a new build for me. So there will be a few mistakes, but we catch 99% of them, I believe. But so he swings as a Vegeta, at my Unison, and I took the Unison, and he played a Trunks, and I don't want to be taking that critical attack or losing more markers for my Unison, so I play the Vegeta counterplay, which can be played for free if I have a Unison card with 2 or more markers on it, and the card being played is played in rest mode, and he is now a 14k blocker. So not only do I save him from, or save myself from letting him have more cards, he now has to deal with a blocker from an unawakened leader. And he's already played 1 battle card this turn, so he cannot play that Trunks from the drop area that he just milled. But he does swing at my leader, and I block. So he forgot about the blocker basically until I turned it sideways, and he didn't really realize that at the time. So I will block the attack. So I tap 2 to combo Raider's Warcry, and I do catch it in a second that I cannot play Raider's Warcry. Because I already played the Unison Vegeta. Yeah, I just catch it now. So and then I place it back at the top of the deck, and I just end up not comboing because he doesn't combo. I just wanted to get the draw off and get a bit of a board, but and I accidentally drew 2. Untap was being a little finicky during our game, so... So I charge a 1-drop casserole. I wasn't really sure what to charge here, because this deck is, again, a little new to me. It doesn't really have a super powerful win condition either. However, the day of recording, we just got the new tournament packs announced, and I'm probably, or the tournament pack, the yellow tournament packs announced. So I'm probably going to be putting some of that Gotenk stuff in here, to be honest. But I use the Unison effect to discard 2 yellow cards to draw 2. And I'm using the once per turn Unison effect as well to place a Unison card under a Unison card to give it a marker. So he is standing at 4 strong, which is very important because he has a lot of double strikes and he has a lot of attacks. But I am going to tap out to play the Goku, I think it's called Absolute Annihilation, making it to where if my opponent plays a battle or an extra card, he has to pay an energy as an additional cost. But I believe I'm debating what I want to do here. He was thinking that I was at 20k for some reason, but I'm just at 15. Swinging into the Time Vegeta, so I had to combo up to 20. So what's he gonna do here? So he does ultimately decide to combo out of it, probably just to give more attacks, keep the board that he already has, and keep building upon it. That's probably a good move. Now you see, we both don't have a lot of cards. Toppo, again, does not draw a lot. And, hey, my dog is trying to cuddle behind me. But, and his leader, the fact that he's not awakened, he does not draw a lot either, so he has to be very careful with his resources. As we both do. I'm only drawing 1 additional card a turn, basically. So he's going to charge the Gotenk's Unison. And he's going to swing into my Gogeta Unison. And I got no response. And he's going to take the life, which is, of course, probably the best choice. And I was just reminding him, because again, he's kind of newer to the game, and I know a lot of people don't know all of the Unison rules yet. So the Unison cards do not get defensive combo steps, but they do get offensive. So basically, if I don't negate, he just needs to combo or just meet my power, basically. And he does do a double strike, which is a very smart move. And I'm kind of panicking here. I'm like, okay. If I end up losing this, okay, I was afraid I wasn't recording for a sec. If I end up losing this Gogeta, this can be an issue. And he does play a Bardock, which is a big deal. So he does drop the time regulator, and I do decide to block. And he thought a block just acted as a negate, and I had to remind him that that is not. It's more of an attack is redirected. So he's like, oh, okay, but I didn't combo anyway, so it worked out fine for him. So he's using his leader effect, and his leader is 15k, and I'm like, that's very unfortunate. So now he's gonna swing into my Unison, and I'm like, well, crap. Because that leader, if you mill 3, or you burst 3 basically, and if it's a red card, you get +5, and if there's a black card, you get critical, so he became a 15k critical off that, I believe. But now, since he removed my Unison, he can play more battle cards, so he plays another Trunks. And I'm like, okay, and he's going to swing at my leader, which is smart, getting more cards. And I do take it. Yeah, excuse me, because I got nothing. Excuse me, jeez. I got nothing I can do about that. He does pass. So we're gonna go here, and luckily I do draw a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. But for him to be effective, I need to have a Unison card in play. So I'm going to swing at the Time Agent. We're trying to get rid of board presence right now, trying to, because at least with the Trunks, he'll have to take life for it. I'm going to swing with Toppo. And I'm fortunately drawn to a super combo. I'm really looking for the Unison here. But, I think, yeah, he took it, so I'm going to Saiyan Instincts to warp. So I forgot to mention, I dropped 2 Saiyan Instincts, which is a super powerful effect of Gogeta. And luckily, I did top deck a Gogeta Unison card. But if it was my choice, I would have paid 3. But simply it wasn't my choice. I was tapped out. So I am tapped out, but Gogeta does have a nice permanent, excuse me, that when I am tapped out, my leader gets a plus 5k boost. I believe it's exclusively during my opponent's turn, though. So here's the unfortunate part. I got a lot of dead cards, not necessarily dead cards, but not great cards in hand. But I do have that Vegeta, which is very powerful the more and more I think about it. You're basically going to be able to negate 2 attacks, and if your opponent's leader is unawakened, you can be a threat, or their lower battle cards will have an issue with it. So he's thinking about what to do here. This is, again, this is closer than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to be able to control the game, but again, he's not just like Vegeks. He can't just do what Vegeks does, or he doesn't just do what Vegeks does, is what I'm trying to say. He can operate a lot more off the leader and his critical attacks. But I am going to respond. I'm going to put the Vegeta, or the Bardock in rest mode, and play the Vegeta, and now I have a blocker. So, he still gets his auto, though, which is a draw 2 and drop 1. And he is going to swing at, I believe he's swinging at Gogeta. Yes, he is swinging at Gogeta. So I decide to block this, so he will definitely need to at least take a life or combo some cards, because I'm realizing at this point this is going to be a big hand battle, or just keeping him oppressed. So he did not combo, but I did. I don't think it was the smartest choice to combo, but it's fine. I comboed just to get rid of an additional swing from his leader, especially because if his leader was going to awaken, I didn't want him to draw an additional card. And, you know, of course it stops that attack, potentially. Especially because I think he runs a Kraken Space-Time in this deck, so I'm trying to be very careful. And this is why he runs red, and it is a great, great, great choice. Toppo. Toppo, I was planning on going in pretty hard on him this turn. Please don't take that out of context, but... and he just Toppo'd, and classic Toppo basically makes me have to pass turn. But I'm going to use the Gogeta effect to draw 2, and I have just a very awkward hand. Again, I think with the new Gotenk stuff that came out, I'm going to be able to build this deck to be a lot more powerful, because there's not a real boss monster outside of the Vegeta Unison and the Bardock Raider's Warcry, but we're going to try to implement the yellow Gotenks into here, the one that has double strike and dual attack and that plays for 3 energy. Excuse me. So he's going to use leader effect. So he plus 5k in critical. But he's going to awaken here, draw 2. And just like that, we're back to even cards again. This is probably the lowest amount of cards I've seen in a game in terms of hand size in a long time. But he's going to use his leader effect again because his power carries over. So if he bursts another red card, which he did not this time, but if he did, he would have been 25k critical swing. So he's debating as to whether or not to play the Supreme Kai, which is a big thing he has to think about here. Because if he plays it and he fails to eliminate my Gogeta Unison, he cannot play another battle card this turn. So I think the best choice is just not go for it and see what he can do out of this. And that Toppo is an additional 20k swing, so that's pretty good too. So he decides against it, and he plays another Bardock. But I am going to rest the Bardock, just again trying to eliminate attacks, and I'm going to draw. And then the Trunks effect, if I switch something to rest mode, he procs, and I'm able to draw an additional card by placing him in my drop area. Those guys aren't essential, I just thought they were a cool tech, and the fact that I could switch something to rest mode for an active battle effect from the drop area. Hellfighter 17 is also a good counterplay that I don't think anyone is playing. So he's going to play the Gotenks Unison. So the Gotenks Unison, of course, gets around my effect. He can play the Unison and a battle card. And he pays 2 for it? Yeah, he pays 2 for it. And he's going to use the +2 effect to discard a card, and he gets plus 10k for the turn. So he's a 15k swing. He's debating about what to do here, and he's going to swing probably at my Gogeta? Yeah, at my Gogeta. And I will block. So I tap 2, and I'm going to rest the Toppo. So my blocker still stays alive, I rest something, and I'll be able to draw 1 card. So he's going to swing at my leader with Trunks, and I got no negates. And he does take a life. He's getting pretty crazy. He's going to super combo. Just a 15, and I will take the life. And he crit a Basil. And I did fail to realize I had the plus 5k boost. Oh wait, no, it wouldn't have mattered. He was at 25. So never mind. But he is... Yep, crack in space-time. Super, super aggressive. So he's going to be critting 2 of my life if he gets this off. And I don't think I have anything to really combo with in hand, so... Yeah, I'm really deciding, I'm like, what do I want to combo with? Do I really want to combo? And I just take it. Both of our drop areas are pretty large. Well, his warp, I suppose. Yeah, he was about to play the Supreme Kai, but then he forgot that he cannot play the Supreme Kai. So, again, both pretty even right now. We're 2-2 in terms of life. Our hand size, I'll be at 8 or at 7 after my leader swing, so pretty close still, all things considered. But I will swing 20k double strike into lead. So he does power burst, and he's going to spark, but then he remembers he has 4 in drop area, so he's like, oh, we can't spark, so we will tap. And I remind him he can't do that. He has to pay 2 energy if he's going to pay the negate because of Son Goku Absolute Annihilation. He's like, ah, crap. So if he thought about that ahead of time, he probably would have comboed with 1 more card. And we're just going in 30, 40, 45, 50. I honestly don't know what he has in his hand, so I'm super nervous, but 55k. Luckily, I still have the Vegeta Unison, if anything. But he does not have the power. So I hope you guys enjoyed. That was actually a very close game, and I very much enjoyed it. Shout out to my man, King of Music. He's becoming a great player, and he is just honestly a joy to play with. So thank you so much for being featured in this video. And we are going to be announcing a giveaway at some point next week, so stay tuned for that. And thank you so much for supporting me, and everyone stay safe and have a great rest of your day. See ya!